So okay guys, so this is the future me. So basically for this vlog, I've read all the 7 books of Chronicles of Narnia, and I'll share with you all my experiences, what I'm feeling while reading them, and some of the books I just like sum up all one book in one summary. So let's get on to the video. Hey guys! I'm sorry for the glare of my lighting over here. So yep, I've got my coffee, and then we've got the first book in the Narnia series, and I've got Devin over here. So yep, we're doing some reading sprints, and yeah. So I'm going to update you with the first book of the Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! So I'm up to at the end of chapter 5, going into chapter 6. So basically this first book follows Polly and Diggory. So Diggory is the magician's nephew, which is Uncle Andrew. Andrew basically discovered this dust that is magical of some sort. So he got it from his godmother, and he turned it into rings. So basically there are 2 rings, the green rings and the yellow rings. It's on Uncle Andrew's theory's prediction. The yellow rings will bring whoever that touches the ring to another world, and the green ring will bring anyone who touches it from the other world back into the home world. Polly and Diggory went to the other world, and then they discovered like a wood world or something. This wood world is basically like a pathway or a place that connects all the other interworld, not just the earth but all the other places. So Diggory and Polly discovered it. Uncle Andrew's theory was wrong. So the green ring enables whoever that touches it to travel from the wood world into all the other realms, all the other worlds, and the yellow ring will bring them back into the wood world, where it's basically like a neutral place. So basically I'm up to chapter 5. So they only went to one other world, which is the land of charm. So there they met a queen. Now I couldn't figure out the queen is it's either the good queen or the ice queen, because apparently the queen had a sister, and she fought her sister and she won. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out who's the queen is. So at the end of chapter 5, the queen basically discovers that Polly's and Diggory world, which is the Earth, is younger than her current world, which is the land of Charn. So she wanted to, take over Earth. And yeah, I think it's going to continue in chapter 6, and I'll update you back later when I reach chapter 10 or something. Yeah. Okay, so I just finished up to I'm going into chapter 11, so another 5 chapter done. And all I could say is the plot. So basically, I think that chapter 1 until chapter 5 is basically the introduction, and the story kind of picks up when you go into chapter 6, especially in chapter 8 until chapter 10. For chapter 6 until chapter 10, I think it was in chapter 9 that they introduced Aslan. So Aslan is the lion. So yep, things just got interesting starting from there. The thing with the queen or the witch, she is basically the witch. So I'm just going to continue, and if you read this book, try to get past until we get into chapter 6, because I promise you the introduction is a bit long, but it's gonna be worth it, because that is where I think for me chapter 1 until chapter 5 is a bit boring, because it's the world building of this book, but things will pick up in chapter 5. So if you're reading this, try to get through to chapter 6. So yep, I'm just going to read the last 5 chapter, and I'm going to see you again. Bye. Hey guys, so I'm a bit different today, and I finished the first book of the Chronicles of Narnia, which is the Magician's Nephew, this morning. Yeah, there is some essential infos that you need to know about Narnia in the last 5 chapters of this, especially in the last chapter. So overall, the first book is quite okay for me for a prequel. We're going to continue with the second book of the Chronicles of Narnia series, which is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So I'll read the first 5 chapters and I'll get back to you later. Bye! So I just finished chapter 5. I'm going into chapter 6, so about a third into this Narnia second book. So basically, in the first few chapters, we follow the introduction of Lucy, Edmund, Peter, and Susan, and I think like the movie did this novel justice, because it's like, reading this, it's like watching the movie all over again. Although I haven't seen the movie for such a long time, I might just marathon it again just to compare the scenes between what's going on in this book and what were portrayed in the movies. But yeah, going into chapter 6, where I think this is when all the 4 kids got into Narnia. So I'll see you guys later. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that this book comes with illustrations, and they are so cute, and I'll show you in a brief. So we're 100 pages in, so I just finished chapter 10. So basically the story started in Narnia at chapter 6, and yeah, so you'll meet Mr. Tumnus, so he's the fawn, and then you'll meet Mr. Beaver and Mrs. Beaver, who's gonna help Susan, Peter and Lucy. And then there's one chapter on Edmund going to the witch's castle, witch's house. So I can't remember if there's a scene where Edmund goes to the witch's house in the movie, but there's one chapter of it in this book. So yeah, please keep in mind I haven't watched the movie in like such a long time, like few years. So yeah, I'm going into chapter 11, so there's about 70 pages left, and I'll see you at the end of this book. So I finished reading the second book, so Narnia, the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So basically reading this is like reading the movie, I'd say. So they've done a good job expressing this novel into movies. I think there's a bit there are parts that they took out from this from the writing, but overall I think it's a good movie adaptation. It's kind of like Harry Potter's adaptation or the Twilight's adaptations, so there's not much changes in the movies. So I definitely recommend reading this book if you like the movie and experience the thoughts that goes on with each character's choices. So yep, book 2 done, and I'll see you tomorrow for book 3. Okay, so last time I updated you, it was the second book of the Narnia Chronicles. So basically it's been about like few weeks after I recorded my reaction to the second book. So in the meantime, I've been reading book 3 and book 4, so I'm just going to talk about them to you and not break it down into chapters by chapters like last time. For book 3, it's Narnia, the horse and his boy. Look at that majestic horse. So basically this story is about a horse's adventure with a boy, and basically they're going to run away, and they met with another horse and another rider, a girl, and it is encompasses their adventures, both of their adventures, their meeting with Aslan, what they had to do, purpose of running away, and why Aslan has been attacking them. So yeah, it's a cute story, but still the second book is my favorite. Next I want to talk about book 4. So basically book 4 is the Chronicles of Narnia Prince Caspian. So basically this is Prince Caspian, and yeah, I actually like the details out here. See the colors, I love that color. Anyways, this one was adapted into movie, but I can't remember how the story goes. But yeah, reading this book, we met again with the 4 kids. They traveled back to Narnia, and basically for this trip they have to help Prince Caspian to get back one of the lands in Narnia and from an evil dictator king, I guess. So basically the king is Prince Caspian's uncle, who killed Prince Caspian's father. In theory, Prince Caspian was supposed to be the next in throne, but since his uncle had a newborn, which is a male newborn, so the kingdom would go to the newborn. Prince Caspian has been running away from the kingdom and trying to get help from Narnians, who really basically tells the story of that. It's book 4. So I'm going to continue with book 5, which is The Voyage of the Dawn Trader. I like this teal color, the cover. So basically it's a voyage to the very ends of the world. So a king and some unexpected companions embark on a voyage that will take them beyond all known lands as they sail further and further from charted waters. They discover that their request is more than they imagine, and that the world's end is only the beginning. Another book, book 5, and I think we have 2 more books, which is book 6 and book 7. This one I'm going to break it down like the first 2 books before, and I'll tell you all about it, all about my reading experience. Bye. So okay guys, I just finished the first 5 chapter of this 5th book in the Narnia series. So basically this book follows the 2 main characters from the previous books, which is Edmund and Lucy. So in this book, the cousins are tagging along with them on their adventure into the Narnia world. The cousin's name is Eustace. I think I can't pronounce his name. So basically Eustace is bright, fact-based person. What he does is remember facts, and he's the type of those snobbish, elite, smartass person. So basically he's on the ride with them to Narnia. And one thing you need to know about Eustace is I find him very annoying, but at the same time like very relatable. I've seen some people with Eustace's character, and they can be quite annoying, but they are also one of the brightest, the smartest people on earth. This 5th chapter, we follow them. The quest for this book is basically to help Caspian find his father's teams when he was king. Basically, when Caspian's uncle murdered Caspian's father, the uncle also have sent his father's wards, or like how do you call it, like team, to go elsewhere. In this book, we follow them going on to the Dawn Trader, which is the voyage that they're on. We follow them searching for those 7 people, and in the first 5 chapter we only meet 1. So I don't know if they're going to cramp all the others into the next the next 11 chapter. I don't know, because this book has 16 chapters. So yeah, it basically the setting is around the Voyage, which is the Dawn Trader, and there is a land far off the east. Was it far off the west? I can't remember. Anyway, so there's the islands where one of the people that they are searching lives. So we have another 6 to search for, so I'll give you an update. But right now, going to chapter 6, Eustace, the cousin, is on his own, and I think we're gonna find out what happens. The one thing that annoys me in this book is we basically follow a third-person narrator, and then it mostly revolves around Eustace perspectives. So that kind of annoys me, because he is such a brat. He keeps on whining, he keeps on complaining. I don't know, I'm not really enjoying this, and as you can see, different setup because it's days since I started this book. So yeah, I'll update you more in a bit. Okay guys, we need to talk. I finished this book. So last time I updated, it was after I've read 5 chapters. So yeah, I'm going to be a bit sour about this, but I don't like this book. I really don't. It is too many info dump, a bit of too many world building, because there's basically about 5 different islands, or it's like a compilation of 5 different short stories with different fantasy, different world building, so it's a lot to catch up on. Although Caspian is very sassy in this, I would say that this is not my favorite book of the Narnia Chronicles. That's it for this book. I think I'm never going to read it again, but I will definitely watch the movie. I guess the next book is book number 6, so The Silver Chair. Anyway, basically this one is about a prince in prison, a country in peril. So through dangers untold and caverns deep and dark, A noble band of friends are sent to rescue a prince held captive, but their mission to Underland brings them face to face with an evil more beautiful and more deadly than they ever expected. This is the second last book of the Chronicles of the Narnia series, so yep, I'll update you how it's going to be, I guess. Bye! So hey, it's me again. So as you've noticed, this is the setup for the intro. So, and yes, I did the intro at the end of the day. The last book is book number 5, which is the Voyage of the Dawn Trader. So the next book I've read is book 6, which is The Silver Chair. So basically, for Silver Chair, we follow Eustace, which one of the character that I despise in the 5th book, the last book. But in this book, he goes to Narnia with his friend Jill. So Eustace and Jill went to Narnia. So in this book, we're meeting with Prince Caspian, but he is so old and his son is actually missing. Aslan has given the task of finding this prince to Eustace and Jill. So in this book, Aslan only met Jill in the beginning. This book, I find, is this very cool, very I'm very accepting of his character in this compared to the last book, which I totally despise him. So this is one good read, I think. We follow their adventure, finding this prince, since Caspian is old and he needs an heir to get on the throne. So in this story, basically Eustace and Jill met with another Narnian, which is a marsh regal. So marsh regal is basically a Narnian creature. So they've got frog-like fingers and very long arms and legs, and they're very tall. Those three set on an adventure, so they went to the giant's place, and yep, they were on the run, and they went underground. So in the underground is where they found the prince, and they try to get out of the underground up to the upper world. So yeah, that is what happened in this book in summary, and I think this is one of the better books of the Chronicles of Narnia. Next we have the last book, which is The Last Battle. Now for this one, it has a good start. So basically in this one, we follow one of the descendants of Prince Caspian, or King Caspian, whatever. So a few hundred years later, and so we follow King Tyrion, who is who is the last, like literally the last king of this Narnia. So we follow him. He's trying to solve a problem where there was rumors saying that a lion, which they assume was Aslan, were ordering things that would harm Narnia, such as cutting out the trees and clearing out the forest. King Tyrion find it a little bit odd because Aslan has not been seen for a while, and Aslan is a very wise person, so he would, never order people to wipe clean the forest or cut the trees because the trees are Narnian creatures. So basically he went on the adventure to search for the truth, and he found that there's an ape and a donkey who act as Aslan. So the donkey wore a lion suit that made him into a lion, and the ape has been giving orders such that they are very peculiar and not very Aslani. So yep, the king was captured along with his unicorn. So there's a unicorn in this, but he needed help. He had magically appeared in front of all the kings and queens of previous Narnia, which includes all the characters from the first book except for Susan. So he met with Peter, there's Edmund, Lucy, and then of course Eustace and Jill from the last book, from the last book, which is the Silver Chair. And then we also met with the 2 first ever Narnian king and queens. They often met, and during that time they were having dinner, and suddenly King Tyrion appeared in front of them without saying anything. So they know that King Tyrion is part Narnian, so they were very quick to go to Narnia. So basically they went on a train ride, and suddenly all of them appeared in Narnia. But Jill and Eustace came there first, so they both helped with King Tyrion to lure, to find out what happened there. And yeah, the ending of this book is I'm quite surprised, because apparently, now if you don't want to know what this is, please skip a few seconds ahead, 1 minute 30 seconds. The ending is all of them died in a train crash, so that is why they were able to go back to Narnia and live there for all their life. That was very sad. So Susan was the only one survived and did not came to Narnia with them, and that is very sad. So yeah, now a bit of a backstory. Previously in all the books, only until certain age you are able to go to Narnia. So basically when you are children, you are able to transport to Narnia. But when you went into adulthood, there is no chances that you can come back to Narnia. And when they come back in this last book, everyone was quite surprised, and at the end of the day, Aslan told them they can stay there forever. And he told them that they were involved in a train crash. So yep, you can assume that they're dead. So that was fun, I guess. Anyway, a sad ending, but a true ending. And yeah, I wish you all could read all the books, so I'll leave a link down below to where you can get them. I got all the book set from from Book Access since they were on sale, and I think I got it for about 27 ringgit or something, about 20-30 ringgit. So yeah, if you have the chance, please do grab them. Ranking wise, I love the second book, the third book. So this is all the books. So you get a box set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, and on average, one book would cost me about 3 hours of reading. But you know, if you're a fast reader, you can get it, I think, less than 2 hours, or if you're a slow reader, it would take a long time. But approximately one book about 3 hours. But you know, I sparse them up, and I took a very long time, especially with the Voyage of the Dawn Trader. I really I really took my time with it. So yeah, this is the book set. So it came with a box. So this is the box. You can see this is the front, and we've got all the books here, and the other side. So you know, the book goes here. I don't know if it can still fit in here. So anyway, yep. That's it for this video. I hope you had a great time. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I guess I'll see you again next time. Bye.